Welcome to another episode of the B.S.P.C. We're going to start off with some Reddit Am I the Asshole again, like we did last time. To begin with,
Yes, sir.
I got a couple stories. The first one by Twinjit. Am I the asshole for taking my girlfriend's dad to court? This person made a whole account for the first time because their friend said this would make a good story here. I, 19 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 18 female, for about a year. A couple of weeks ago, I got pulled over while driving home from her place. In just my luck, the officer who pulled me over was her dad. Although very awkward, he kept it purely professional, said I was speeding, gave me a ticket. If I was speeding, this would have been perfectly fine, but the problem is, I wasn't. I have a dash cam that logs GPS and speed data, and I checked it as soon as I got home. It clearly shows I was going under the speed limit the entire time. I told my girlfriend I'm planning to fight the ticket in court. She's really upset and says it's going to cause a lot of tension with her family. She thinks I should just pay the fine and move on, even if I wasn't speeding. From my point of view, this isn't about her dad personally. It's purely about not wanting any marks against my license. She feels that by taking it to court, I'm basically accusing her dad of either lying or making a serious mistake, and that could put him in a really difficult position professionally and personally. She's worried this is going to cause a rift not just between me and her dad, but possibly between her dad and her as well for being associated with me. I get where she's coming from, and I don't want to disrespect her dad or damage the relationship I've built with him, but honestly, we have always gotten along well. He's a tough guy, but I respect him a lot, and I know he's just doing his job. I've never had a ticket before, and I pay for my own car and insurance, so something like this could raise my rates and stick with me, especially being so young. I'm not trying to be difficult, dramatic, or disrespectful, but I just don't think it's right to let something slide that could impact me long term, especially when I have clear evidence that I wasn't speeding. I'm still planning on fighting the ticket. I have the dash cam footage. I know I wasn't speeding, but my girlfriend is incredibly upset. She's been distant ever since I told her, and lately, she's barely talking to me. I can tell she's really hurt and stressed about the whole thing. She keeps saying I'm choosing a stupid traffic ticket over her and her family, which is technically true, but that ticket comes with a lot more than just one-time fine. I don't want to take the blame for something I didn't do, so I've already pled not guilty and have the court hearing scheduled for a few weeks out. I think this is the right move by putting my future first. Am I the asshole? No, far from it. 100%. And because so your girlfriend's dad is a police officer. It doesn't matter. It could have been any other type of police officer. If you have the proof that you didn't do anything wrong and you just got a ticket, it could have just been an honest mistake, because the most common mistakes when it comes to the speeding aspect of police officers is they'll sit there and think that you might be speeding, so then they pull out of their spot and they try to catch up with you, and while they're catching up with you, they're using their speedometer to rate how fast you're going, but they're going faster than you to catch up to you, so they pull you over thinking that you were speeding. Other times they'll also use that same thing I just stated, but maliciously.
Yeah, you're definitely not the asshole. I would do the same exact thing that you would do. I would go to court, fight it, regardless of what she say. Put your foot down and pretty much let them know, hey, I'm not finna take no bullshit, regardless if I'm going to be here or not with your daughter. In the first place, he should just let you go. Slap on the wrist, told you, hey, just don't do it next time. All this could have just been, avoided, but you definitely is not in the wrong. The dad is definitely in the wrong. If you know that you didn't, do anything wrong, you didn't speed, take it to court, call it a day. And if she don't want to, associate herself with you, fuck it. She never cared about you in the first place.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because it's ridiculous to be getting upset about over. It's just a speeding ticket. If it's an honest mistake, the father ain't going to get in a whole lot of trouble for it. That's the whole point of the court process. That's the whole point. If you feel like the cop did, he's not even saying the cop did anything wrong. Her daddy didn't do anything wrong. Okay, it's just a misuse of a ticket. That's all it is.
Exactly.
And it can be proven wrong. All that's probably going to happen is her dad is going to have a talking with his boss about, hey, you know, next time make sure this is done right before you decide to think that they're speeding. Just make sure you are covered. You ain't going to get in no trouble for it. It's nothing that serious.
At the end of the day, you don't have to deal with a father at all. It's plenty of relationships that's thriving, not dealing with each other parents. It's not going to be always peaches and cream. Time heals everything. Like I said, if she don't want to, you know, get past this, and, you know, y'all can even have like a sit down and talk about the situation. You know, it's not that serious, but, you know, if it's that serious, just sit down and talk, you know, and if you don't want to agree with you or anything, just call it a day. You got to fuck with them.
No, she's blowing it up out of proportion. She's the asshole in the story, not him.
Yeah, she's the asshole. She's making you choose.
And according to, you know, to OP here, he has respect for her dad. So it's kind of hard for me to believe that as well, because I'm sure other people will sit there and hear this story where maybe her dad has something out for him, but he didn't say anything, and that could indicate that in the story. He says he respects her dad, so it's just I see it as a simple mistake, and she's blowing it out of proportion. Yeah,
and it seems like that y'all are very cool already, you know, and y'all got respect for each other. So I don't think, if you do go to court, I don't think it will be an issue between you and him. I think she's just blowing out of proportion and is just scared and just overthinking it. Like I said, if y'all sit down and talk, y'all both grown men, call it a day, you know. And if there's an issue, just leave it alone. Don't talk to him. Come around, you know, say hey, bye. That's it. And if she don't want to deal with you no more, call it a day too with her.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever gotten a ticket before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the younger you are, the bigger impact that ticket has on you.
Yes.
Even if it's something small like that. Yeah.
Under 25, your insurance will shoot through the roof. So, you know, fight it.
Oh, yeah. You don't want that on your license. He's 19.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So 19? He's 19. That's going to hit him hard. It's so small. Bro. The ticket is so small. But insurance wise, it's going to hit him hard, and he's paying for his own insurance.
Oh yeah. The insurance already probably like $400, $500 already.
Just because of his age. Just because of his age.
Gonna go up probably extra $50 to $100 next time around. So.
Yeah, so I've had it happen to me, and I was under my parents. I'm still under my parents' insurance just because of how cheap it is. $45 a month. That's all I got to pay. Yeah,
I wish mine was $45.
Well, I also buy fix-em-upper cars too. I don't buy nothing new. So that's
that is true.
That's all I got is the bare minimum. That's it.
Hey, I got to the point A to point B. Hopefully make it a point C.
yeah, that's all I need it for. Like every car has been a fix-em-upper, and like with my very first car, the transmission went out after a hot minute of the drive. Paid $500 for that Ford Explorer, 1999 Ford Explorer. Eventually the transmission went out to not fully, just reverse. I couldn't back up anymore. So if I parked somewhere and I needed to get out, I had to get out, put it in neutral, and push it out.
Hey, that's how you're supposed to do it, baby. But fuck it, you might as well just roll the horse.
Yeah, might as well.
Just start riding the horse, man.
So the second story is by Correct Jury 5273. Am I the asshole for leaving my mom's house after she went through my stuff without my permission? I, 18 male, went to the store to pick up laundry detergent and returned home to see my things in my room weren't where they were, including my locked safe that only I had access to being open. I came out of my room and my mom was holding my dab pen, legal for my age and my state, and a fake ID I had while I was in college, and was furious. She was yelling at me and cornering me into my room, so when she went outside to smoke, I packed my bag with a few set of clothes and left. I am now living with my dad halfway across the state. Now things get complicated. When I was 16, my mom set up a custody agreement, a custodial account under my name that I could use for my direct deposit for my job. If you're not familiar with a custodial account, it's a bank account that both you and your parents have access to. It's like a joint account. However, the adult is not legally allowed to mess with the funds in the account. When I left, my mom transferred all of my money out of the account. I called her out on this, and she responded bluntly saying things like, I only did it to get you to pull your head out of your ass. And if you had any sense, you'll know my intentions with your money. I have not seen the money since. She has brought the account into overdraft and refuses to put the money back unless I come back to her house and get a check. I refused to pick up a check and requested the money be put back into the account so I could transfer it out myself and close the account. She refuses. Am I the asshole for leaving? No, not the asshole.
Yeah, you definitely not.
No, far from it. Your mom seems to have controlling issues. She has to be in control of the situation. He's 18 years old. At that point, your parents have no rights to go through your things anymore. At that point, it's over with.
Yeah, it's over with.
It's over with. Yeah, you're living under their roof, but your bedroom under their roof at that point, because you're living there as an adult now, that room, that's your shit. Your parents can't legally go through your shit anymore.
That's off limits.
So, he did the right thing to leave. Now, the money thing, I'm not too familiar with the account thing or whatever. I'm not entirely sure how that works or what the legal thing is around that. If I was him, I would do more research into that and see what I could legally do about the situation. And if there's nothing you can do, just cut your losses.
Yep, cut your losses, man. I think just one thing I would have done different. You're not the asshole, but you should have sat down and talked to her before you just left the house without just saying anything. Me personally, I would have talked to my mom, told her, hey, that's not right. She went in my stuff and everything. So I'm just gonna move out, move to my dad's house or whatever. And I can still come and visit and everything, but I don't think I have enough privacy. Other than that, you did what you're supposed to do. Get the fuck out. Do what you got to do, keep your distance, because like you say, your room is off limits. She shouldn't have went up in there and touched anything. Mm-hmm. And with the money situation, that's just crazy, for her to take your money out. Just keep it like that. It seems like
using it as a weapon.
Yeah, using it as a weapon. I would stay far away from it. I would just leave it alone. Let her keep the money. If she want the money, let her keep it. She probably already used it. She's just using you to come back. But you probably paying some of the damn bills. That's probably why she got the money, because she needed the money for the bills. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would have just leave her alone. Come visit sometimes where everything dial down. But other than that, it seemed like your mom is just a little bit too much.
He says he's 18, but he had a fake ID while he was in college. So he must have not been in college for even a year or something. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. The math don't math on that really.
He probably dropped out the first semester. Most likely. That's what it sounds like.
Probably. I mean, shouldn't be doing the dab pen, honestly. Shouldn't have the fake ID. That's illegal. But other than that, at the end of the day, regardless, she shouldn't have been going through your things. It would be one thing if she just happened to see it out in the open, but the fact that she went through your thing, especially through that locked safe, apparently she managed to open up that locked safe. That's what I'm speculating through this anyway.
Yeah, she seemed like she was trying to find some stuff, probably like some money or something. Like I don't know, you probably need to check into like if she's doing some drugs, man. Like shit, you never know.
I think it's more of I think it's just more of a power move, controlling, honestly, because it's a parent with their kid. Just, some parents just want to have 100% control over the situation. That's how my wife's mom was. And my mom wasn't like that, but my mom has a problem. Like whenever I was living at my parents' house, my mom had a problem with if I was gone and my room was empty, she would go in it and look through it and look at stuff.
My mom never did that.
Yeah, my mom did that. And the thing is, she would rarely bring up anything. Like if she found something she didn't like or something like that, she would rarely bring up anything. But I could tell that she went in my room all the time because I would go in there and things are misplaced. Things are not where they're supposed to be set it. And then eventually I started like putting a piece of paper, folded it and put it at the top of the door on the inside of the room. So, I mean, once the door shut, that paper ain't going to move. And I'll come home, the paper's on the ground. And I know for a fact my mom went in my room and she did that all the time. But she wasn't a controlling person. But this sounds like a power move type of thing for me personally, just to control the situation. Now, I mean, the yelling and everything that she did towards her son shouldn't have happened. Now, as a parent, I would be concerned about a fake ID and a dab pen and all that. Like, let's talk about it. But yeah, there's a time and place for one. There's a way you go about it for two, and there's a way you find it for three. You don't just go be digging through their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I say, we both adults. If you really want your money back, sit down, talk with her, see if she gonna give you money back. Let her know what's going on with the fake ID and the dab pen. Try to meet in the middle, because at the end of the day, still your mom. You know, you still gotta love her. You know, do what you gotta do to make it right, but don't give in like she's trying to control you or something. But you know, come to a common ground, just see what y'all can do, because y'all blood, man.
Yeah, they're blood, but in that statement, you know, blood is thicker than water stuff. With my upbringing, and I'm sure you can relate to it too, from the things I know. It's like, your relationship and what you build with other people are more meaningful than the blood.
Yeah.
So
I mean, to a certain aspect, it sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, you only got one mama, one daddy, and then when it comes to siblings, you only got one of them. Long run, they deserve a little bit extra than the relationships you form with other people because of the blood, but you can only go so far with it. If nothing gets fixed, you just have to cut that cord. It's harder to cut that cord than it is with a friendship, but you can't sit there and roll that out as an option.
That is true. Like I say, you gotta have that conversation though, because it is always, like I say, it's two sides of the story. You know, from what we read right now, you know, 16 with a fake ID and with a dab pen, like that's kind of crazy. So it seemed like that, you know, you're a little out there. So your mama know what's going on. You know, you probably one of the greatest kid in the world. Your mama probably one of the greatest mama in the world. So like I said, meet in the middle. Try to talk it out. But if you can't talk it out, like Matt say, you know, just
cut the cord.
Just cut the cord. She probably trying to look out for you, but control you at the same time. But you gotta express that. You just can't run from it.
No,
you just can't get up and pack your bags and just get the fuck on. That's what it starts at. It starts. You have your own voice, and if you never had your own voice, that's the reason why she's trying to control you.
Yep, because he's 18, so he's an adult now. But at the end of the day, even though he's 18, she's still the parent. He needs to talk to her and express his feelings, but she needs to listen and do a better job. Like acknowledge how she could have went about it and try to fix it, because it's up to her if that relationship stays. Whether he comes back, rekindle that relationship, or cut it off entirely. That's the last thing I want with my son. It's the parent's responsibility to keep that relationship good, not the other way around.
Yep, pretty much.